everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, continuing More Phenomenal Week. So that means today we are going to be reviewing the pink Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Kimberly. Take a look at this bad girl right here. Now, Kimberly was always a fan favorite amongst a lot of people. She was definitely one of the more popular Power Rangers. She was loved by girls and loved by boys just as much, if not more. Kimberly was also one of the longer-lasting Power Rangers. She lasted for quite a bit of time. Not quite as long as, say, Billy or Tommy did, but she hung in there for quite a bit of time. Now, Kimberly was given the pink pterodactyl dinocorn from Zordon and became the pink Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. While on the team, she was always there. She was always helping out, fighting against readers, douchebags, and monsters, and assholes, and bitches that she would throw at them. Kimberly would also be well noted for starting a relationship with Tommy, the first Power Ranger relationship, and they kissed. I know, it's shocking. For a kid's show, that was kind of big, but she and Tommy went out for quite a bit of time. Kimberly was also among the Rangers that had their power switched, so her Dinocoin was eventually rendered useless, and eventually had to be transferred over into the Ninja Ranger powers, which she got the Crane Power Coin, the Crane Ninja Coin. And she held on to the Crane powers for quite a bit of time, but eventually she got called into some gymnastic event. I don't know if it was the Olympics or some tournament or something, but it was big enough that it called her away from Power Ranger duty, and she relinquished her Power Coin over to the new Power Ranger, Pink Power Ranger Cat. And she became the new Pink Ranger. So Kimberly totally gives up her Power Ranger powers. Unlike Jason, Zach, and Trini, who just copy it over, Kimberly gives it up. So Kimberly no longer becomes a Pink Power Ranger. And we really don't hear from Kimberly for a long time until Power Ranger Turbo, where her and Jason were taken captive by Divatox, and she made them both evil. Which both of them were badass when that happened. And that's the last we see of Kimberly. She was supposed to be in the script for Power Rangers Forever Red, and it was supposed to be some kind of joke that she and Skull got married, but never happened. And she did eventually break up with Tommy while she was on her gymnastics leave. So that's a bit of history with Kimberly. Not quite as in-depth as some of the other Rangers, but she was definitely there for a long bit of time. Personality-wise, Kimberly was one of the characters that had more personality than some of the others. She was very compassionate, very caring, very girly. She loved to go to the mall. She loved to be a girl. I'm sure if she was around today, she'd be texting like crazy. But Kimberly was very girly, but she was also very outgoing. She very much believed in friends and family came first. She's very family-oriented, as seen throughout the show, and very friend-oriented, too. She has a very close relationship with, like, Trini and Aisha, but also the other Rangers, too. And obviously Tommy. They had a really close relationship. So Kimberly was a very understanding and very nice girl, and she can be very deceiving because she is very girly. She can have an attitude on her sometimes, but she still is a very nice person. I mean, you're a Ranger. You're going to have to be nice. Power abilities-wise, she's a decent fighter. She's definitely on the lower end of the totem pole when it comes down to fighting. She's better than Billy, so that can say something. But she's an okay fighter. She's an excellent gymnast. That's the reason. I mean, that's seen throughout the whole entire show. She is given the standard powers for the Pink Ranger, which is enhanced strength, speed, and durability. She's given the standard Ranger Blaster pistol, which turned into a blade weapon. And she's also given the Power Bow, which allows her to do range attacks, but I think she used it in melee combat, too. So that's her powers as the Pink Ranger. When she became the Pink Ninja Ranger, she was able to go into Ninja Ranger mode, which was like this intermediate mode between Ranger and normal human, which she had a bit of increased powers, but nothing really big. She also had the powers over the Pink Pterodactyl Dinosaur and the Pink Crane Ninja Zord. So she had a fair amount of Zords that she controlled. Now onto the figure itself. Kimberly, as you can see, is a very feminine-looking figure, and as she should. Although the original Power Ranger toy of her was very masculine. Actually, a lot of them were very masculine. And she's wearing her standard skirt. She holds her bow pretty well, and she holds her gun just as well as some of the others, although it can be very loose sometimes. I have found, though, however, that sticking her gun into the side can be kind of a pain, and you have to be very careful, because it doesn't quite go in all the way. Kimberly has actually a pretty good range of head motion. She can move up and down and side to side. Her arms have good articulation, as do all the other rangers. However, she does fail in articulation with her legs, because of the skirt, she can't move her legs all the way up and all the way back, and she can't really move them all the way out. So she's very limited on leg articulation. So that's kind of a downside, and it really kind of puts a damper on her when posing her. Especially seeing that her bow doesn't have a string, so you can't pose her with the bow having a string. But take a look at this bad girl. Despite her flaws in articulation and low half the body, she is a good-looking figure. She looks nice, as do all the figures that I'm going to be reviewing. That's one standard, is they all look pretty good. Her weapons look good. I mean, the blast is obviously going to look good. The bow looks good, but the problem with her is she really can't display or hold them that well. And, you know, the good stuff is she looks good as a figure, and she's well sculpted, and, you know, she has good weapons, but her articulation really dampens the figure, and it really takes a lot away from posing. She still is a fairly good display piece. Now, she's actually the rarest ranger figure to find. I've only found her one place, and a lot of people have complained online about her. So, definitely if you see her, I would pick her up, if not for a rarity. I mean, if you're collecting the whole series, she would be definitely one of the figures that you would want to get first. She comes with those standard ranger add-on things that fit into her back and, you know, all that other stuff. Nothing really big with these things. Really don't care about them that much. I put them off to the side. But on a whole, Kimberly as a figure, not one of the better figures when it comes down to the actual application of it, like the articulation and holding the weapons. But she is definitely a good-looking figure, and painted well, sculpted well, very feminine looking. Definitely recommend picking her up, especially seeing that she's fairly rare. Who knows, maybe in a month or so she'll be very common, but then again, maybe in a month or so you might not be able to find her. So that is Kimberly, Pink Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. As with all the other figures, definitely a pickup. Good character, a fun character. Even the manliest of men, or the girliest of girls, or whatever, will enjoy Kimberly. Maybe not the manliest of girls, because they probably wouldn't like her girliness, but good character. So with that said, I'm going to end this video here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.